Hi, welcome to my channel. This reading will be for the sign of Scorpio. So you have the Five of Cups. I feel like there's something that is making you you're really contemplating on a certain person. I feel like it's a person, or possibly you're contemplating about your life in general. But let's see what your reading has to say. Yeah, the Magician. I feel like perhaps you're trying to manifest a certain person in your life, or I feel like it's kind of all over the place. I can't really tell, so let's see what your reading says. Okay, you have the Queen of Swords. A lot of passion there. I usually take the first card as the strongest card. You got the Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. A lot of wands in the Devil, that's your energy, I feel. Knight of Pentacles. Five of Wands. You feel I almost feel like a certain type of frustration in your energy right now. The Wheel. Chariot. You could be dealing with a Cancer. Doesn't have to be. An Aries. Ace of Wands and Five of Pentacles. Yeah, see, like I was saying earlier, I feel like you have a certain situation. I feel like there's a person that you have on your mind like 24/7, and you can't seem to shake them. As you can see in this Page of Wands, she kind of just like throws it in the air. It's almost like I feel you're almost trying to manifest that type of feeling when it comes to this person. It's almost like you just want to throw this person out of your life and forget about them. But I feel like with the wand, you could see it's still really close to her hand, and it didn't really get that far. So I feel like perhaps you tried to get over this person, but nothing seems to work. You keep being in this toxic, this devil energy where you have you have that toxic cycle that is happening. Sorry, can't talk right now, but you have this toxic cycle going on with this person in your mind. But I feel like you're keeping it to yourself. You're not really complaining about it to anyone else. You're not really, being annoying to your friends about it because you feel like you've already annoyed your friends maybe. But I feel like you're really in your head about this. And with this Two of Pentacles here, I feel like you're juggling the idea of, should I let this person go? Should I keep them in? I really care about them, but I don't know how to let them go. So I feel like you're just really in your head about this, and you're really juggling different ideas and what outcome there could be. So I feel like you're really stuck on this person, and they're almost living in your mind rent free, or not almost, they are. You have the Queen of Pentacles here, Seven of Swords, but I see with this Five of Wands and the Seven of Swords, they may have hurt you in the past, and they really like left you out in the cold with this Five of Pentacles, and that's probably why you're so stuck on this person, because I feel like you never really had closure, or like real closure to get over this person. I actually learned recently that there's no such thing as closure. Like, closure isn't a thing if you think about it. If you're attracted to someone romantically, they kind of become a part of your life. And as Scorpios, we give our partners everything. We give them 100%. And as a true Scorpio, you probably gave this person 100% of yourself. And there can't be any real closure to that. There's no proper closure that could be done in order for you to just, throw them away out of your life. I think this message to you is about, learning how to accept it. for what it is rather than trying to look for that closure. Because closure isn't real. And, if the other party doesn't want to send you that closure, that has nothing to do with who you are. It doesn't make you any less of a person because they didn't want to give you that closure. You know, when you let go of someone that you didn't really give closure to, you didn't really think twice about giving them closure. You're just like, I don't really want them anymore, right? Like, we do the same thing. So we can't say that someone owes me closure because nobody owes anybody closure. But you owe yourself closure. You owe yourself to, you know, um, learn how to let go of this person and accept what had happened to you. And, you know, this is a very powerful reading. Sorry. My throat chakra is kind of getting blocked. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry, I had to drink some water. Perhaps this person, they have, like, since my throat chakra was blocking up and my reading had to stop, I feel like this person, they still hold resentment to you. And the reason why they don't want to give you closure is because they want you to miss them like you're missing them now. And you're giving them that power. So I feel like the message that Spirit wants you to know is to just be aware of that. Be aware of the type of energy you're giving out to this person because they're taking that from you. Like, I've heard this thing called liquid gold that is within everybody. That's kind of part of it. When you give someone so much, you're giving them part of that liquid gold that's within you. But you should hold that gold within you and preserve it for yourself. Wow, that's very powerful. But let me grab some clarifications for you. This is a tough cycle that I feel like it's been very tough for you to get over this person. And you're at this point where you're just frustrated. Like I was saying earlier with the wands here, like I felt anger from you and I felt frustration because you're just ready to just throw this person away and let them go, but you can't. And I feel like it's because it's a strong soul tie. I see in this Ace of Wands here how there's like a seed in her mind. Like I feel like this seed was planted in your mind and you kind of just let it fully grow and stay there permanently. But I feel like it's time for you to, take that seed and throw it away, which is easier said than done. Okay, let's see what you have here. I definitely feel frustration from you here. 5 of Wands, yeah. There may have been, when you ended it with this person, they might have argued with you for certain reasons. Or there may have been like a huge argument that ended the both of you. But I feel like Spirit is telling me that you didn't really have control whether or not this was gonna last or end. This person already had it in their mind that they were done with you. Like, I don't want to just tell you what you want to hear because I have to read what is in the cards. But I feel like they already had that in their mind that they were gonna break it off with you like the coming week or the next day. Like they already knew. It's almost like this person planned it and they enjoyed you for some time and they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to end it with them next week" cuz like I feel like that's their mindset. So don't think that it has something to do with you. That's just the way that they work. And you can't change them, or you can't force them to be in something that they don't want to be in. And you can't change people, period. I'm a Scorpio, and I could be really controlling when it comes to certain situations or relationships or people that I'm involved with. Like, I want to have control over the situation. But this is something that you can't have control over. And I've learned this the hard way. I don't mean to talk about myself, sorry, but this is why I feel for you in this reading, because I know exactly how this feels. And it's frustrating, and you wish you could just get over them, but you don't, because as Scorpios, we give them 110% and more if we can. And if they wrong us, it angers us. And I feel like you're in that position right now. At the bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords. Wait, what else did you get? So you have Seven of Cups, Eight of Swords, Six of Swords, Nine of Swords. A lot of swords. You have a lot of swords in the clarification here. And I feel like it's because this person had betrayed you in so many ways. And you don't understand why. Like, why would they want to do this to me? Like, is it because there's something wrong with me? Or do they have issues themselves? Like, I feel like you have questions and no answers from this person. Because like I was saying earlier, this person doesn't want to give you closure. And they're not going to. I feel like they're not going to. Even if you ask them, or if you hint to them that they want closure. I feel like the closure that's gonna happen for this is from you. You have to learn how to give yourself that closure. I don't mean to sound like bossy or telling you what to do, but this is like when I'm doing readings, those messages kind of just come through me, and whoever needs to hear it heard it. So you know who you are, and you heard it. Whew. Okay, let me grab to see if there's any advice from the universe universe for you with this particular situation that you're dealing with. I feel like you're really frustrated and stressed out. Not the best reading to give someone, but that's what I'm feeling from you. You have lifting the veil, questioning everything, everything unaligned must go. And you have jump in, adventure, say yes to change. Yeah, so this has a lot to do with you finding that closure. And, anything unaligned must go. And say yes to change. This has to do with that closure that you need to work on. And I feel like that closure is only going to come from within you. And that requires a lot of inner work, inner strength, patience. To me, like, I like to meditate on certain things. I like to run every day. That gives me that mental clarity. So whatever works for you on how to let someone go, you could focus on some new hobby, or you could focus on getting a promotion at work. There's certain things that you can do to distract yourself in a good way. In a healthy way, though. Not just trying to push yourself at work and be stressed at work. I don't mean that kind of work. I mean the real work that comes deep within you. And you know what that is. You know what works for you. Because I feel like since you're very frustrated and stressed out about this situation, you may develop bad habits. You could wallow in your emotions, and a lot of people like to drink away their problems. perhaps that's not the right way to, that's not the proper coping mechanism, in a healthy way. It's not ideal. I don't want to judge people. Like, I drink wine, but I only do it like, I only have like one glass a week or something. It used to be really hard for me to limit myself, but I've finally came to that point where I did, because I was coping with my problems the wrong way, and it wasn't healthy, and I was convincing myself otherwise. But I feel like it's time to, take the things that are unaligned and let it go, and make that change for yourself, that positive change. And I feel like that's when you will truly get over this person. Whew. It's a very toxic cycle that you're going through right now. I could definitely feel it. Let me grab from the elemental here. So you have rock, and you have a moon. Your birthday could be November 7th, November 2nd, or October 27th. But I could see, like, where you have the moon here, you could see the moon is kind of behind this tree. I don't know if that's a moon or a planet, but to me it looks like the moon. And it looks like there's like constellations in the back there. But usually the moon in tarot has a lot to do with secrets that are being hidden, and or it could be something that is hidden from you. And perhaps when it comes to this situation, maybe there is a part of you that is hidden and you haven't explored it yet. Because I feel like maybe that's what you're missing. That it's important for you to tap into that ability that you've been missing for a while. And maybe since this cycle with this person is so toxic, it will propel you to explore that side of you that you've never even explored yet, or you haven't, I feel like you haven't touched that side of you yet. And I feel like universe is telling you that it's time for you to tap into that. And I feel like it starts with accepting this toxic cycle that had happened to you, and finally just accepting it. It's about finally accepting it for what it is, and knowing that about it, and knowing that why it happened to you is so that you can tap into these abilities of yours that you never realized that you had. So I don't like to say too many generic things, but I feel it's important for you to understand that, this had happened to you so that you can learn a different part of yourself. Because I feel like you really care about this person, but then you also know that it's not going to work. Like, deep down inside of you, you know that it's not going to work and that this person isn't for you. And the universe gave you this person so that it triggers you in a way where you can tap into your true abilities. Whether that be spiritually, or whatever that means to you. But I feel like it's for your greater good, or for your higher self, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I feel like this person has triggered you in a way where you'll be able to tap into different avenues of your life. It's a very strong connection. And it's because it's a soul tie. And this connection was meant to happen in your life as a catalyst. Let me grab some advice from the romance deck. Because I know that you know this already. I feel like you already know this. But you still are like, well, I still want my person. I still want to date. I still want love in my life. And it's because we want that validation from other people. And we want to be loved by someone. But I feel like it's really important to try to practice that self-love for yourself. Because no other love is more important than self-love. I feel kind of like when I'm doing your reading, I feel kind of bossy. So I'm sorry if I'm sounding bossy. I really don't mean to, but this is the messages that I'm getting for you. So you have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And then you have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And you have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Yeah, so I feel like with this engagement where, it's your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. It's exactly what I was trying to explain to you about how this is a catalyst to you tapping into a higher part of yourself. And I feel like that's more of a higher level commitment with yourself and understanding your alignment with the universe and where your soul, or like what your soul is meant to do in this lifetime. So I feel like you're ascending in that way. And this person is triggering that because it was such a strong soul tie that it's allowing you to ascend in your higher self or with your soul. And then getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And I feel like that has more to do with yourself. I mean, I know that you don't want to hear that. You still want to hear about this other person, but I'm strongly feeling that Spirit is saying that it has to do with yourself. It's about deepening that self-love that you have within you. And I feel once do the inner work, you become a strong, like people are drawn to you. You become magnetic, and they don't understand why. But I feel like that's the nature of Scorpios. When it's a high vibing Scorpio, they become very magnetic and people become very attracted to them. And, I feel like we already have that with us, but it's about being even more in your power of who you are. Wow. Very strong reading here. But thank you for watching, and I hope that helped.